Greetings, dear family. Hope you all doing well. Always a pleasure to be with you to talk about Vodun spirituality. Yeah, in our previous videos, we talked about Fa, the importance of Fa initiation. We talked about the difference between women's and men's initiation. And you know the responsibility behind Fa initiation. But Fa initiation is totally different from Fa divination. Because West Africa, you can practice Vodun spirituality without taking any initiation. That needs to be very clear. It's not everybody that you see here that take Fa initiation, no. Because the Fa initiation itself is not compulsory for everybody to be successful. There are many people here, whenever they have a problem, they have a concern. It might be a nightmare, it might be they're looking for a job, they have a health issue. No matter the problem they have, they just go to the readers. It can be a Fa reader, it can be, when we say Fa reader, it's true that Fa is behind all style of divination. It is the spirit of divination that we call Fa. But we have so many styles. We have people who can read the palm. We have, hand palm. We have people who can read bottles. Yes, speaking bottles. We have people who can do mirror reading. We have people who can do sand reading. We have various type, and the one that we call Bokono is the one who use the Akple. Akple is what the Nango call Okpere, I think, if I do not mispronounce it. So the chain that we use, the people who practice that style are the one we call Bokono. Bokono. In Nango we say Babalawo. So there are people here and they are very well in the Vodun spirituality. It's not that you will tell them, I know this better. No, they know everything, but they do not initiate to Fa. Whenever they have problem, they will go to see a reader and take information. Okay, what should I do? And then the priest will give them instructions. Maybe a list of items to provide, some money, and they will do the ritual for them. So they will have solution, satisfaction, and they keep living like that. And there are plenty successful who don't even have Fa, but they are successful because they take readings frequently and do the sacrifice involved. Now, when does Fa initiation become compulsory? When you have problem and you go to the reader, and the solution that the divination brings is that you need to take Fa initiation, then it becomes compulsory. Because in that case, it means that you have so much problem that it is when you have Fa, when you do not connect to the Fa, you don't take initiation to Fa, to know better who you are, then it will be very complicated. It will be difficult for you to win the party. So you had better take Fa initiation. In that time, Fa initiation becomes compulsory. But if you take the divination doesn't say that you need Fa initiation, then it is not compulsory. You can keep living your life, taking divination, doing the rituals. Once you are satisfied, that's all. And don't forget, the word Fa in its etymology comes from FIFA, which means peace. Be it in Ewe, when we say Afa, in Togo, Ghana, we say Fa, we say all this in Benin dialects, it means peace, So we go to Fa because we're going through a problem and you look for solutions. So Fa will appease your situation, will give you solution, advice to what you have as problem. So, as we know that people can practice Fa, Fa, Vodun, without taking any initiation. We need to make very clear. But in that time, with that view of things, you got to be very careful, because when you are practicing Vodun spirituality that way, you should avoid taking weapons, spiritual weapons, items. Because if you take items that are not good to your energy, then you will not have the right result, and this might even jeopardize your life. We'll talk about that later. If you want, you can chat with me through WhatsApp. You know my number. It is in the bio. Good. Today, what are we going to talk about? We're talking about how to take a good Fa divination. How to take a good Fa divination. And also, in the second part, we're going to talk about the responses that Fa can provide you. Because we all think that Fa can answer, provide solution to all our problems. But there are points we need to make very clear for people to understand the limits of Fa divination, or of Fa in general. Good. Number one, how to take a good Fa divination. In Benin system, we have what we call ajikwi. It is a knot. This is the knot that we speak to when you go to a bokono. When I say bokono, is a Babalawo. So when you go to the Babalawo, this is the knot that he will give you. And you talk to this, you whispered your, what you have as concern. You ask the question. The priest doesn't need to hear your voice. Taking a loud divination is not a problem. Speaking lower so that the priest will not hear your problem is no problem either. But you have to be very careful while phrasing the question. Otherwise, the priest will be confused. He will interpret the signs that come out, but that might be completely far from your concern. For example, I am looking for job, and then, they propose me a trip that I should travel. Okay, and I know that this business affair, so traveling will bring money. But before going, in our system, people will always go to the Fa and say, okay, will this trip be fruitful? Brings benefit or not? Because you can travel and make money, but die. An accident might occur on the way. So it is important to take a divination before you travel. So once you go to the priest and you take the knot and you say, okay, this job opportunity I have and then I'm traveling, will it be successful or not? When you say that and you drop the knot, brother, sister, that is a big mistake. Because your question is double-sided. You ask it two things at the same time. Will it be good or not? No, don't say that. Because it's like you're asking Fa, will it be good? Will it not be good? Which one do you think the Spirit is saying? Whereas since you are there in the Fa temple, in the priest compound, and you are sitting in front of the Fa chain, anything you say is captured, and all spirits are around. So it's confusing. You understand? So normally your question should be, will this trip be profitable? And I will come back safe. You drop it. Don't say, will this trip be good or not? No. So, when you want to take a good divination, Be careful. Otherwise, sometimes you will just start blaming the priest that he doesn't know anything. Dead for another thing. He's just interpreting whatever he wants. Your question should be in one direction. So if you ask it for a divination from distance, yes, the person you contacted know how to phrase the question. But when you yourself, you are in the Babalawo compound, be careful, know how to phrase your question. Don't give it double side. Be precise. If it is Asididafa, I mean the reading, the divination we take when we are about to engage ourselves in a marriage, then is this man that I'm dating going to be a good husband? Or this man that I am dating, this woman that I am dating, are we going to have a happy couple life? Don't complete like, are we going to have a good couple life or not? No. Stay on one line. Thank you. That is the first thing I would like to share with you today. But the second thing is that we don't go to the Bokono for everything. People, it is true, this might shock you. Though Fa is considered as the beholder of all knowledge, as some, we say that Fa can answer all type of questions because it is there since the creation. That is how we see Fa here. He's the one who knows everything, who knows about the creation and when it will end. He knows everything. He knows everything about humans, everything about animals, everything about herbs, plants, everything. But this does not mean that whenever I have a problem and go to Fa priest or Fa, I have the solution. No, not at all. You know, the solution sometimes might be death, which means that there's no solution. Like someone is sick and is in hospital, and now we go to take a divination. The response could be, yes, do this, do that, and the person will be rescued. But at the same time, the fact can tell you that there's no solution. The person is going to die. You understand? Then, there are a few things you need to know. When you take a divination, they say there's witchcraft in your life. Please, don't mind who is behind that. I know, our mentality today. We want to know who is the hell so that we can know how to conduct ourselves with that person. But the Fa priest, that is not his role. That's the truth. The Fa, you can try something like that, okay? And you go to the Fa priest and you take a divination. When they say, okay, there's witchcraft, someone is attacking, you can even say, okay, give the name of your child. He might say yes to more than 10 persons. Because truly speaking, that's not the role of Fa. Those are not the questions that Fa answers. There are signs that may show up and we say, be careful with your people, your family, more precisely your mother's side. We can precise. Be precise. We can say, be careful. Your father's side. You know? But who is the hell doing this to me? You want to know it. That requires another style, which is not the Babalawo's style. It's not the Fa priest. If he does have that knowledge, that is another reality. He has another power, another secret. That's okay. But the Fa itself, the akple that he's using, is not what he's there for. Remember, the word Fa itself means peace. When we say Fa, it means calm down, get peace. You see, cool down. So, when, for example, you lose something, we say that they broke into my house, they stole things. You want to know the person. Don't go to a Fa priest. That's not his specialty. He cannot find it. There's no way he will know the person. It is another expertise, and we call them Tokanto. They are water readers. They can use mirror, they can use water. Their system consists in seeing things like you guys are seeing me. You can see me direct and I'm talking. You see? So their reading is like a video. And they will see who stole this, at what time, where have they brought the stuff, where the stuff stolen is at the moment you are taking the divination. They can tell you. That is Tokanto. That's not a Fa priest style. He cannot find it. So when something is stolen, the Fa priest is not going to tell you, or the Fa cannot tell you who stole it or where it is. That is not the domain of Fa. You have a problem, you want peace, you want solution, you are sick, you have this. You understand? Fa is just an advisor. You see? And when even you have a challenge problem, you go to Fa. Fa can direct you to people who will fix your problem. But it's not that Fa is going to fix all problems. So be careful. Don't think that, the way you see things is not always the way things are. That is what I will share with you guys. Know that when you're talking about witchcraft, don't focus on who is behind that. The most important is how to free yourself from that. Because what we mean by witchcraft, if you know, you would understand why it is not important to focus on who is behind. Though there are ways that we can find out who is behind, but you need to know who should give you that information. And which is not even given all the time. The Spirit can say, never give it. And it's one of the rules, the codes in the spirituality. As before you become a priest, there are rules that you have to, there are rules that you have to observe. Because telling someone it is your uncle doing this, you are not bringing peace in the family. And maybe you are mistaken, sir, because spirituality is too vast. Be concentrated on how to fix this problem, how to free myself and succeed. When something is stolen, they stole something at your office and they don't know who stole this. Maybe they blame you, whereas you are innocent. So you want to know who really did that. That is the question of a Tokanto. Thank you, brothers and sisters. That's all for today. See you next time for another video. Bye-bye.